I want to fly like an eagle to this Pacific right here, see? Ooh, we're in my Johnny Gill cabaret zone. I got some really good early Johnny Gill work. Anyway, I got my long hair down for Johnny, and this is Zenzi just needing to be Zenzi for a moment. I've been pitching my autistic AF brain out. I don't know how to talk like y'all want me to talk. This is not a crime. I should not have had my civil rights revoked by the Guantanamo Grove police just on the say-so with some vigilante. She's sleeping in her car. This is not a crime. You want to dehumanize me? Well, this is on. That's not a crime. You can't make it illegal. For a necessary bodily function, all these. No restrooms here. Can't you? No restroom. No. Move your dog along. The dog is killing plants. Well, your dog might be. My dog never. Some dogs are fed such poor quality diets from the big box stores that their urine is toxic. Any dog having species appropriate nutrition, as this one is clearly needing some attention, and give her little turkey giblets and whatnot. Okay. Hold on to the camera work. All the angles. Got to treat the puppy. Who is working on this, huh, Zanzi? Started out such cabaret goodness. Well, but life is like this. I'm a fan of the amateurishness. Back to some. I don't know. I'm not. The hair this way, the hair that way. We're losing the hair. Jada, will you please holler? How are we going to film #redheaded She-Hulk if I've already went bald? Well, what a story. Can we get this to a stage? I'm down with the Apollo. Before she goes bald. Loses the red hair. This is what this always meant to be. I got it right here. On the phone, in here, April 6th. Well, you know what it is. It's 9/9/24. I'm about to hit a 5-year Chappelle Challenge. #Chappelle Challenge all over my YouTube videos. #redheaded She-Hulk channel. Now look, #redheaded She-Hulk is for real. I have a disease you might call autism. And I need assistance accommodations. Me and my dog are in jeopardy of dying because I communicate well. Too well. For all y'all suffering from the #neurodemic. It's not y'all's problem. It's not really. It's that these dumb handsets and so all these into tubes. It's just your brain is just floating around in here, not attached well to your body. And that, human beings, is an intro to #wellbeing philosophy, soon to be renamed Will-being philosophy. What's gonna help the Will and Jada Smith Family Foundation more than me saying in tribute to Will's mom, my Carnegie Mellon co-alum? I'm going to name a new branch of philosophy. Well-being philosophy. First wellness was corrupted, then well-being, and I need to pivot, and ain't nobody pivoting with me to well-being. And I'm a philosopher. This is about consciousness. It's sort of in the about having sorted the hard problem of consciousness into an easy pivot. There's a birds scenario, and if I turn it, it's already resolving itself. But it was like there is a million birds just like. I've been wondering why that happens. There's no natural predators out there. I mean, I know alligators, crocodiles snapping up. Maybe like a shark, snappy up. I mean, what snaps them into that rage of flocking? So yeah, back to being autistic, the rage, the red-headed she-hulk, and a flock of seagulls. Everyone always thinks I'm saying red-headed she-hawk. Red-headed she-hulk. Red-headed she-hulk. Red-headed she-hawk. Red-headed she-hulk. Oh, okay. The Bill Bixby side of my face. This is the Louis Ferrigno. Body and face. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. We're going to go to Stanford. I don't have a fucking clue how. But I know what we're going to do when we get there. Philosophy Z. I want to negotiate with Stanford up front. I mean, as the person who has sorted the hard problem of consciousness into an easy pivot. Stanford is where the philosophy dictionary and where they should be wanting to, pull out all the stops to secure the free agency. Creating a new branch of philosophy, well-being philosophy. How we think about being human. It is how we think about ourselves that is causing all of our problems and constraining all of our potential. If we could think better about ourselves, we might get well. Well-being. Thinking ourselves well. Can we do it? Oh yeah. Well, it's not as easy as anyone is making it out to be. Let me tell you something. And it's the same thing. It's why Will Smith this is kind of perfect. It's not only just, I have a whole playlist pitching him, #free will gathering. This is literally my favorite. Let's get to meet at Stanford. Talk to Robert Sapolsky. He's my super mentee wish list. Please let me talk to Robert Sapolsky. I need his mentorship, his intellectual impresario-ness. He just wrote Determined, all about free will. Just neuroscientist goes philosopher in his old wisdom. Well done, you. I mean, we agree 100%. In the current scientific paradigm, there's no free will at all. It's just not possible. And yet we have some. Nowhere near as much as any of those compatible. Nobody's saying anything coherent as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to sort the hard problem of consciousness into an easy pivot. That's how one runs a thought experiment, y'all. This just doesn't stay up here spinning one's wheels. Nah, blah, blah, blah. So what academic philosophy in me? It's kind of like why nobody would give Albert Einstein a professorship. I'm just not accepting any more bullshit from any of y'all. Philosophies went extinct because there's just the ivory tower people debating each other. Philosophy is so impactful, especially this fierce, feminine, future-forward philosophy of well-being. Philosophy. Will and Jada Smith Family Foundation to hey, pay me. This is #Chappelle Challenge, yo. Dave Chappelle will not let me not receive fair pay. So we started a negotiation at $20 million. And Jada's fee on top. And then, we need a videographer. And I got some guys, quite frankly. I met at CeeLo Moore at my autism conference. I would like to work with them. I'm here being dehumanized by this city. Cops called on me all for sleeping. Only the people at the autism conference. They really did save my life. And so I'm trying to do some big, big work for them. big, huge work, like sorting the hard problem of autism into an easy pivot. As part of demonstrating my philosophy, I'm absolutely 100% the globe's original consulting philosopher of quantum physiology. Quantum physics approved human functioning. That's what a Carnegie Mellon philosopher does when she's so autistic she can really not move. Everywhere I go, every environment is toxic. It's so toxic. And Zanzi and I become acclimated. And there's a little bit of puppy in the background. Oh yeah, we already gave her a treat. That's why she settled down. One of the things that I've just discovered about myself is I really have a very spotty access to my short-term memory. As in, when I'm having a conversation, I'm talking to myself and I'm recording myself because I did lose nearly 90% of my capacity to walk and talk in my 40s. I've done miraculous things. Well, that's why I turned this on to talk to myself and pep talk me up. I have done miraculous things. Because where everyone else's mind state is, no one will let me even explain the slightest bit. Fountain of youth. Wellspring waters. Fall of youth. Wellspring waterfall of youth. Altered states of consciousness. Philosophy, that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about giving you a definition of consciousness that really quickly, once you allow it to seep in, and you got to be in a right state of consciousness to want to solve it. There is a lot of missy-mash out there about it not being possible for this thing to solve. Yes and no, you know. I'm never going to give it to you brief. Never give it to you easy. And in certain ways, that's a ridiculous thing. You can't solve itself by itself. There's some definite obstacles, the main one being, and this is my soon-to-be philosophical there's a good line here, but I'm missing it. Yeah, but please don't hurt me for screwing up the line. It's taking a little too long. I'm autistic. Give me the time and the space. Yes, MC Hammer. Fantastic philosopher. And on the Twitter sphere, yeah, I'm sticking with that term. Is he going to sue me? You know, you just might, because I'm literally setting up an official for the case of autistic research. Start funding this chick, because she's racing Elon to $1 trillion. And I'm homeless. Like, he's got all the head start. He's got anything, all the advantages. Can a mind uncurbed, who gets our own Larry David deal? Yes, show me my show deal. This is all the Bernie Mac maneuver, by the way. Hashtag breaking brilliant. Whereas those men made meth, this woman wakes wisdom. I'm the one that shouts, Mama says knock you out. Don't call it a comeback. I'm Fresh Prince from scratch. That's been long enough. There's so much. But I'm enjoying this picture-palooza. Jada, please direct me soon. Help me. Somebody please figure out. How come I can't talk to him? What happens when we have people in our lives that we care about, that we trust for decades, and then you just don't, you can't get through to each other? Somebody just won't be listening. It's happening to all of us. It's not, but I can't help fix it for all of us if I can't fix it for myself. And my problem is always, where other minds are bizarre. And the number one thing you need to know about autism, we know there's other minds. We are highly aware. In fact, we are more understanding and compensating for your mind all the time. All of our masking, we know your mind better than you know your mind. This is the problem. You're the ones. You typical people don't understand other minds. It's absolutely perversely reverse. Who knows other minds and who don't, except when, in the throes of having an autistic attack, you're in trauma, you are being tortured, the concept of mind is really superfluous at the moment. You need the torture to stop. Nancy's back there moving. I got to get out this motherfucking car. Venmo Cash at me. $ Deb Helfrich. You're doing torture. Nobody should be dying of autism, and yet I am. And I'm the one who's going to sort the hard problem of autism into an easy pivot. It's ETSD, environmental trauma stress disorder. And by the way, that philosophical concept, theorem, is I could port that out to many other things. But you can't keep up with me right now. We need to find the person that can keep up with me, who can find another couple people to keep up with me. I just need some people to keep up with me. You'd be like, oh, you guys you get very angry at saying that for me. This is my life. I'm not judging you. I'm saying in order for me to stay alive, I need somebody who can keep up with me. Because this is how autism rolls when it's for real. But I have worked and struggled, and pay me, write me the check. 1,000 in consulting. This is I just figured out how to that's the intro. This is that you can't not just 5,000 me to Venmo. And then if I say anything at all, and the word we're looking for is impactful or profound. If I give you, is that impactful or profound? We get one of those. I'm on to stage 255. That's the Airbnb me, pay me 6 months in Stanford and go. Film hashtag free will gathering. Okay, there was Matt and Ben. Tim hunting was occurring at Harvard. Math was done. It's going to be about finding the blackboard at Stanford, where somebody's asking what is consciousness, and I can scribbledy scroop some of the math of life. I needed to invent new math for that. That's why Kurt Gödel. I know Princeton. You think Uncle Albie, but I personally, my shift in insight is most closely resembles Darwin's. Just line all this stuff up. And in my case, it just so happens to be. And we'll have another preview of the electromagnetic spectrum completely interrupted by traffic. Light and sound. Toxic, polluted, mechanical sounds. Okay, now I'm going on too much, but that's the whole thing. I can't even tell you how certain I am that we will find some really translational fixes when it comes to smell and air quality in drastically improving autistic lives. Autism is quite like asthma. And we don't label, an asthmatic versus having an asthmatic attack. Having an autistic attack, it's a nervous system, and it's the physiological, not the mind stuff. The mind stuff is getting hijacked by the body stuff. This is why it's torture. The CBT equivalent. Just let's talk slowly at you and very distorted language, and then you'll understand, won't you? You must understand. This is how we'll go even slower then. Who has the intellectual disability and who is behaving as if they have an intellectual disability? It's a tough, fierce, feminine question that takes somebody who really knows how consciousness works. It does not know what is happening to the state of vehicular. It's like, okay, so there's something wrong with the electric cars. I'm telling you. Human functioning, sense of sound. I'm telling you that the sounds are not biologically optimal. Racing Elon from many directions. This is a planetary race, right? Okay. All he got to do is get a post-it note to Mars. Versus me demolishing racism by 2030. And none of us has even the slightest shot. And I see moon shots and Mars shots. I used to perform this when I had not been harassed by the police to not allowed to park by the library. I would do my Milky Way shot in front of Uncle Andy Carnegie's portrait. Now it's harmony.